hosted by Mrs. Austin. Armed with a social sciences degree and a hyperfixated lens on human psychology, I've made it my purpose to decode what makes us tick, starting with myself because here's the twist. I thought I was studying other people. But in every pattern I noticed, every red flag I ignored, and every connection I chased or resisted, I was mapping out my own psychology. Every rant unwraps a new layer of light. From the emotionally raw a series of relationships. The unfiltered truth in unmasking my autism. The gloriously grudge-powered petty ASF. To business-savvy breakdowns in small business hacks. And street-level, soul-searching in the busking series. So, grab your beverage of choice, your weighted blanket, or whatever keeps you grounded, maybe a journal if you're into that sort of thing, and let's unpack the mess, layer by beautifully chaotic layer. And let's rant already.
Hi guys. Hopefully things are working. We got our background. We got our, hopefully audio's doing well. We don't know the sound too well. If you guys are with us, you guys could let us know what sound you guys are hearing. We decided we were going to go double camera, but now we have swapped it around, hence the 25 minutes late. But we are trying to get it figured out. We're going to go ahead and share no. I wanted to share a screen. I had a bunch to share with you guys. But no, actually we are going to do share screen because I needed to show you guys the questions that we're going to go ahead and go over. So I'm going to go ahead and get that going, and Ryan is going to talk about love mapping, the part that he read about for the
1 second
interview.
I'll pull it up on my phone.
I have it right here. I'm just going to pull it up right now. I'm just going to have you. So the question we want to ask is, when you think back to the shows or movies you watched alone as a kid, which character or relationship did you secretly wish you were a part of, and why? So keep that question in mind, and I will put it right now in the chat. This is the question we're asking, simply because we want to know. We want to know what it exactly it is that got you interested in the type of people that you hang out with, your friends, we want to know your friends, the type of relationships that you keep returning back to. The last episode of a series of relationships was our very first episode. The live from that first episode has disappeared. It has disappeared itself. So it is nowhere to be found. Me and Amanda and a few other people that were actually about Amanda over there on the TikTok were the ones there. I know a few of you guys had stopped by and said hello, but did not necessarily stay for the whole video. But it is gone. I have no idea where that live access has gone. Apparently, I've lost permission to share it on my own account, which makes no sense.
Oh, is that
I
why
had no music.
You were looking to share a video?
Yeah, because I was gonna kind of talk about the last episode and how I talked about my love mapping. So love mapping happens between the ages of 5 and 8. Those are core set memories that we start to develop. How our love mapping is going to look when we get older. So what I wanted to share is the screen of what it is that Ryan is reading, and I don't know why it's only letting me do it on here. So give me a second to open it up. For some reason it only wants to let me do it on the page that I'm on, so that's weird for me. Usually all of this stuff lets me share it back and forth, left and right. It's not letting me, so I gotta go ahead and sign in real quick. You guys give me 1 second. Again, nope, this isn't going to work. So we're going to go ahead and just search for, never mind. There it is. Thank goodness you guys can't see everything I'm showing you guys, right? So we're going to go ahead and kick into that episode. Look at that. It's trying to get me to sync the podcast already to Spotify, guys. Look at that. So basically what's happening is we already have the Substack going. It's already there. I'm actually going to click to copy that link and share it in the chat as well. If you guys want to go ahead and go in there and follow along. It's called excuse me, sir. I have some questions. I have a few questions. And again, the questions are, here we are. Let's get it on the page where I want to show you guys. So we don't have to move it around a lot. So we're going to go screen. We're going to go, there we go. And we're going to click share. And then we're going to click over back to the stream so that we can, I want to set up where we are now. I want to make it so that we are side by side. Oh, nope. Side by side's not going to work. There's too much space between us. Bam. There we go. Okay. So I got to make this a little bit bigger so that you guys can see it. So let me screen out. What?
I'm just showing you that's what it looks like.
Yes. So Ryan's being my backup producer right now. So he's learning a few things. And so we're going to work on this. I'm trying
to learn some things.
I'm going to go ahead and zoom in on the article so you guys see it better. So again, here's the question. When you think back to the shows or movies you watch alone as a kid, which character or relationships did you secretly wish you were a part of and why? So we talked a little bit about this, Mr. Ryan, I should change my name on here so it says me and Mr. Ryan, huh? That wouldn't be rude, huh?
Sorry, I'm touching my face because I'm all of a sudden nervous and things talking in front of the camera. But there's a few things that I watched as a kid that, like, watched alone as a kid is one thing. Watched with, like, my grandma is another. Like, I used to watch a lot of soap operas with my grandma growing up.
So you watched a lot of, like, controversial love stories,
like chaotic love.
Okay, and wasn't necessary, and so it was definitely not necessarily 100% healthy.
Oh, absolutely not. A kid my age should not have been watching those adult afternoon soap operas.
So a bit of the article, it starts out with, welcome to the first interview I actually studied for that wasn't involuntarily thrown upon the person who just happens to be next to me. Anywhere I might have questions. This script is going to be different because we ask a lot of questions. Here's the background about Ryan and how I see him and the relationship I've viewed him as, and his background and what he's told me about his background. But this right here is what we're talking about. So I'll pause there for a second.
I've been looking at this what is love mapping thing for the past 3.5 hours, plus on and off for the last 5 to 7 days.
Yes, because we wrote this, mind you, 2 weeks ago, and we had a family emergency that kept us from going live last Tuesday. So that's why we are where we are today. But again, so it says love map is a process of building a deep, evolving understanding of your partner's inner world. So my love map with Ryan would be the likes and dislikes, dreams and goals, fears and insecurities, daily routines and stressors, and personal history and values. So the very bottom one, personal history and values. Me and Ryan have been together how long, babe? The July 23rd was exactly 6 years from when, no, 5 years from when Ryan asked me to marry him. Mm-hmm. And we had been dating for 20 months prior to that. So we are on 7 years of being in a relationship. Me and Ryan know very little of each other's personal history and values. And we kind of did that on purpose because we are both extremely traumatized by our personal history and values. And we didn't really know who we were when we met. And we've been really unpacking that together and separately through therapy and talk therapy and other forms of therapy. Would you say that where it says, see, it's like a mental GPS where you store meaningful details about there and then what the things. Mm-hmm. Would you say that you understand my likes and dislikes?
I know some of them. I don't know all of them.
Do you know all your own likes and dislikes?
No, I don't even think I know all my, because I'm constantly trying new things. And as a kid, I was very like closed-minded about a lot of things. So I didn't try things. I didn't.
Would you say you had to be like talked into a lot of things as a kid?
Yeah.
And then some of the things, no, not at all.
Some of the things I'm like,
if it just looked fun, you were fine.
And sometimes if it looked fun, I was fine. And then after some traumas, I gained some phobias. I used to say as a kid that, you know, I wasn't scared of nothing.
That you would just like run head first into.
And I still, in certain situations, will run full on into a wildfire. I have no problem with that. But if you put me in a tight space or ask me to crawl into a tight space, nowadays, not going to happen.
Yeah. Would you say that when you were younger, it was more of a go out in a blaze of glory, and now less about blaze of glory, but what you leave behind? Now it's more of a looking back instead of a looking forward.
Exactly, because when I was, say, 23, 24, 25, the age of our oldest, and even the age of our youngest, I was, or not the age of our youngest, but the age of our youngest oldest son, that I was in the middle of making decisions that I thought were gonna physically, mentally, and emotionally shape my life in a form that I thought was the right form. And now,
because it was a path other people had taken.
Now 10 years post-military service time, I'm realizing hell no was that the right path for me. Hell no was that I could have saved myself from a hell of a lot of trauma. But at the same time, I was up to some situations that most people at my age were sitting in a prison cell.
Yeah. So it says this concept is central to emotional intimacy and long-term relationship satisfaction. It's not just about knowing facts, about cultivating empathy, curiosity, and atonement. So atonement is like where we are together. Yeah. Where we attune. So who discovered it? It was discovered by John Gottman, a renowned American psychologist and relationship researcher. He's still going strong, him and his wife, Julie Schwartz Gottman, here, ironically, my sister's last name. Mm-hmm. They are still going strong on this app alone. Well, not just Facebook, but we are live on YouTube. They are going strong. So you can actually look up the video that
there is a whole
I want to share. Yeah, the video I want to share and mini TikToks. But I wanted to share the video that I shared with Ryan, and the reason why that was one of the other things. Yeah. I will add that link in the bio. What did you get from watching that video? And again, the video I will share in a second, guys.
It helped me understand where my words can shape the emotional outlook of a conversation or a complete whole day. Like,
oh no, I lost the video.
That when you're emotionally negative and you cast that negative emotion onto your partner or onto a friend or onto anybody, that could distance the mapping, and it could potentially send the mapping in a negative form, and it will 9 chances out of 10, according to what I was listening to, if I comprehended the right thing, that he's saying that as long as you're aware of your emotions and the emotions are matching in the love map, that it's 9 chances out of 10 a positive situation. If the emotions aren't matching and it becomes kind of a separated situation, notice I'm using my hands because I'm just talking with my hands. But if it becomes a separated situation in the grand scheme of the map that he creates, it literally shows how the conversation goes in a circle, and then it lands in a negative instead of a positive.
Yes. And that has to do with, again, it says the sound relationship house model. It's the term love mapping was coined earlier by John Money, a sexologist in 1980, describing the internal templates of sexual and romantic preferences formed in childhood. So again, this early relationship formation says when is love mapping most important, and it says every stage of relationship, but early relationship formation helps build trust and emotional safety. So that love mapping is something that we learn as childhood. So that was what a lot of this is what we're talking about in the life transitions during major changes in our life. So again, those core memories that we have, but encourages vulnerability and curiosity. So were you allowed to be vulnerable? Did you feel like you were allowed to be vulnerable and curious as a child? Like, were you allowed to explore these maps? Like, again, through your imagination, through TV, that would be what we're talking about. So like the relationships that you witnessed on TV, like a lot of the relationships I witnessed on TV that mimicked what I saw in real life were like Roseanne.
Yeah.
The show Roseanne was very much the mom and the aunt were constantly in some sort of debacle, and or there was some kind of life there's some kind of like societal thing going on the outside that was affecting the family unit in a way that, you know, whether it be drugs, alcohol, whether it be mental health, whether it be physical abuse, domestic abuse, things like that. I was constantly seeing. Again, though, there were 14 people in my family. That includes my biological siblings as well as my foster siblings. So I had a large pool. You were you and your mom and your dad until you were 8, and then a baby sister. So you had a very small, intimate, I would say intimate, interloping of love mapping. It was just you for 8 years, and then you had to between 5 and 8. So you had an understanding and kind of already in your brain knew what your love map was, and this is what I'm sure that you mimicked a lot of like Boy Meets World with the older brother who was kind of never really around. I, on the other hand, was like Seven Heaven, where there was a whole lot of family, whole lot of conflict, you know, full house with the aunts and the uncles living together,
we're more Sabrina
helping
the
out.
Teenage Witch.
You were opposite, though. Now, as parents, you say that we're more.
No. I'm saying I was back then more like
It was strict on one belief, and then you did the complete opposite. You wanted to be the complete opposite outside of home.
I rebelled everything that they wanted.
Yeah, but you understand that the Sabrina the Teenage Witch, it's about like witchcraft and spirituality, and your family was all about Christianity, and
we were severe,
evangelistic
Christians, and my parents still are to this day, and it's something that I have chosen to not partake in, and
that's kind of pushed you on a different. So your love map between your parents has changed. And again, though, let's go back to. So we're going to talk a little bit more about so life transitions during major life. So moving, career shifts, parenthood, updating love maps, help partners stay connected. So this is something that you haven't done. This is something that you don't necessarily. I've seen it with my own eyes. You don't necessarily interlope your face-to-face because of like time blindness and object permanence. Like, we don't see your parents every day. You don't visit. If you video chatted your parents every day, it would feel like they live next door. So you would have more of that connection. But because of this next one, conflict with empathy and understanding, you don't seem to have a very good. Again, like I said, the love map relationship that you have with your parents, you kind of detoured off of.
Oh, no, I forced a major change in my life in 2018. Well, technically,
and then we get to the long-term maintenance where it says prevents emotional drift and keeps relationship vibrant. That's courage, ongoing discovery and appreciation. You broke that. That's why we're talking about, like I said, with the love mapping, because love mapping comes back to like how we see ourselves and how we love ourselves. So if we have a good core of love for ourselves, then it's easy for us to love others. It's easy for us to have empathy for others when they're misunderstanding or they have major changes that causes everything else, and then it gets into here why. So what does it matter and how does it matter? Again, this is based on, guys, this is based on love marriage, but not all, and it goes further down. Love right here, it says love maps beyond romance, friendships, family bonds, platonic friendships, and therapeutic relationships. So co-workers I would put under therapeutic relationships.
Yeah.
Because those are the relationships that need to have boundaries, but at the same time, there needs to be a trust and a bond where you can emotionally, you can become attuned. If someone is irritated, that you can help kind of dissipate that irritation by being a support in the sense of, hey, let me help you with that, instead of forcing someone to do. And again, that goes against policy and procedures when it comes to the workforce. And that's one thing that I feel I want to help change with becoming a behavioral analyst, being able to show research that having a co-worker buddy is actually better for morale. It's actually better. It's less burnout, and it allows for people not to feel so cornered and or what's the word? Can't think of the other word. But so this is as while it fosters emotional intimacy and understanding, it's not a cure-all. Here's a breakdown of that constraint and what it might fall short of. So the limitations of love mapping. So this is why I brought up stuff about TV, assuming willingness and emotional availability. So with TV, we get the conflict, which is the beginning of the show, the conflict, why we're watching. We get the solution. We get the, where they come together, they plan, they group, they make a choice, and then we have the finale, and normally it's, rainbows, butterflies, and unicorn farts. It's all yay. Everybody's happy. Glitter, glitter, So obviously that's not real life stuff. Sorry, there's no such thing. I have to make him laugh. He gets all gonna cry, and it makes me very uncomfortable. So I was raised by a man who thought that tears are manipulation and being emotional is manipulation, and like I was taught very well that what I watched on TV was fake. That was never reality. No one was ever going to get that. So, being handed, oh man, if you guys like watching video games, go watch my friend Rick. He's live on Twitch right now. Oh, people trying to hire me for tech support. Sorry guys, notifications going off like crazy. Can mask deep ratios. That goes into what I was about to say. The unresolved trauma, resentment, or unmet needs. That's the limitation. Masking those deeper issues. So saying I love you a billion times because you're trying to convince yourself that you love a person or you love something about a person. Saying things like, oh, it's okay, that's just who they are. No, if it hurts your feelings and it hurts your heart, then you're going to build resentment. You're going to build that, and that unresolved trauma from your past is not going to get healed because you're busy healing that other person and their needs. You're not giving to yourself. What else can we talk about? Right here, emotional, the challenge. Expecting, it says partners to be open, curious, and emotionally available. Not all of them are. Remains one-sided and unaffected. This is the limitation. If one partner is emotionally avoidant, dismissive, or unwilling to engage. So that's the part with the cutoffs. So when to be cautious. Again, guys, go check it out because this is the best part. So this is what the pre-interview questions we were supposed to ask each other, but we were having technical difficulties and never got there. Tell me about your love latchkey kid edition. So I don't know if you guys know what latchkey means. Latchkey is basically I went home at a certain time. I took care of me and other younger kids until an adult showed up hours later. Attachment and autonomy. How independent shaped intimacy? Did early self-reliance make closeness feel unsafe or familiar? Did you feel like you were, I'm a big kid now because I get to go home and stay home by myself? Or was it very much abandonment? Like
first
feeling
it was,
unsafe
yay,
and
they
scared.
trust me. And then it was, yay, I'm home by myself. And then it was, the neighbors watching, better not do anything stupid.
Yeah. Yeah. So it was more of a punishment than
100%.
So it says, how did the media portray healthy dependence? So who did you look to TV wise, media wise?
Like you said, Roseanne's a good one. But there's a couple others, like Fresh Prince of Bel-Air and In Living Color.
So were you looking at like trying to live life experiences, or were you like sitting in front of a TV watching TV all day, or were you like trying to cook yourself food? Were you trying to do? Were you trying to build something you shouldn't have? Like, were you doing things like?
And I was watching, like, when the Food Network first started, something like, 25 years ago.
So you were using some of your time to autonomy. That's what this is about.
Yeah.
So like,
I was
you're
forced,
trying to do things.
As I got older, I was forced, and I would. For a while before my addiction took hold, I would, do things.
During these times, this is what I associated. This is what I associated love with. Like, if you love me, you'll leave me alone.
Yeah,
and I feel like this is where you were with this. I feel like you were like, they had to come get me. They had to watch me. They had to, which, mind you, I was watched all the time. Like, I was never left alone. I was either babysitting someone else who was telling on me, or I was being babysat by someone who was telling on me. I was always, I knew from the get-go that I was being tattled on. And then again, it was all about performance for me, masking in relationships. This is what I did. How did characters teach you to perform love, charm, or desirability? So, like, you're talking about the character. So, did you dress like Sean? Did you wear the jean jacket? Did you wear the hair? Were you a JT fan?
Yes.
Like,
did
you want to be the
show that I watched?
You couldn't be the jock.
I watched, Home Improvement.
Yeah.
And I always saw myself as the neighbor on the other side of the fence. I always saw myself as Wilson, because
like watching other people live life.
Watching people live life as a kid. That's how it was. Other people were living life, and I'm just here in it. And yeah,
so that's why this is what that would be. The Wilson taught you how to fake it in relationships, how to be a good neighbor.
How to be a good neighbor. Or how to be as the TV portrays a good neighbor.
Okay,
because a nosy neighbor is now called a Karen.
Yeah. How did those characters teach you to perform love, charm, or desirability? So, what, Tim Allen? That's why meeting him in an elevator was fanboying out, because you were like, "Holy shit, I wanted to be just like he was a dad." Growing up.
Not even gonna lie, yeah.
So
that was like, and.
So that was the role you learned to play, was how to be a dad.
Allen as Tim the Toolman Taylor was part of my. I mean, along with John Goodman from Roseanne was part of my, because John Goodman. This is gonna sound really, really, really weird, but if you take John Goodman back in the '90s and you take my dad,
they looked a lot alike.
Yeah. And they still kind of do to this day. And it was,
and you're talking about movies like Uncle Buck. You're talking about like Train, Planes, and Automobiles. You're talking about like where he was a salesman.
Buck with my dad all the time.
So it was movies like that kind of portrayed to you what it was. So you saw yourself as like Macaulay Culkin, getting left at home alone. Like, you're the bad kid, so we're gonna trap you somewhere where we'll forget about you, and we don't care.
And I was the. We're going on vacation and you're going to stay with family type person.
Yeah, you don't get to go.
You're old enough to stay. You're old enough to stay home. We're going to Hawaii. Bye.
Okay, so which characters? So again, though, that's too early. I'm talking about between 5 and the latest is 12.
Yeah,
it's like the latest age is 12. So which characters taught you how to fake it in relationships? So like, did you have crushes on actual people, human face-to-face people, between the ages of like 8 and 12?
Like face-to-face people?
Yeah, that would resemble resemble characters from TV, and that would teach you how to fake it in that relationship with that person, like having a crush.
I had a crush on.
I don't need names.
It doesn't. I'm not going to give you a name, but I'll tell you what the context is. It was somebody my mom went to high school with.
So much older.
No. It wasn't somebody she went to. No, not her. It was her daughter.
Oh, okay.
And then her and her husband and her moved to North Carolina. I was like 8 or 9. I was like 8 or 9, and that's the first time I can remember. And then I remember us hanging out all the time during the summers and stuff like that, and then finding out that they were moving to Raleigh, North Carolina, and then that was the end.
So you just had a crush that you never. So what movie or TV show would
Topanga.
you? Oh, okay, so it was Boy Meets World. So you watched a lot more TV than you did movies, obviously, because like we had an in at the Blockbuster, so we got to watch movies all the time for free.
We did do movies sometimes, but not as much. And for the most part, TV wise,
and you're more in the city, so you would have went and watched.
I watched sports on TV. I watched sports on TV, or like between that 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 years old age. I was on the California Delta. I was, fishing with Grandpa. I was fishing with Dad.
So you're watching like westerns and
I watched
Channel and stuff like that. More less romance.
I watched a ton of westerns with my grandpa and my dad. I like one of the shows that I remember watching while it was still being broadcast. Lonesome Dove. Like that taught me how not to treat a woman.
Did you? Well, yeah, that's good that you had some kind of examples of not. Did you ever identify with this parentification and emotional labor? Did you identify with characters who carried emotional weight for others? Okay, so this right here, parentification and everything, I would like to disclaimer, guys. So we're gonna go ahead and take a break for a minute, and I'm gonna go ahead and play the disclaimer video, simply because we're about to get into some stuff that I know is pretty heavy, and I don't want any write-ups. So go ahead and we're going to take a break.
Trigger warning disclaimer. This episode discusses sensitive topics, including childhood trauma, family conflict, abuse, manipulation, false accusations, and mental health struggles. If these subjects are distressing for you, please pause the episode or seek support as needed. Your well-being matters. Fair use copyright disclaimer. This episode may feature copyrighted material under the Fair Use Doctrine, Section 107, Title 17 USC, for commentary, criticism, or education. Rights remain with the original creators. Contact us with any concerns.
Hi, guys. So yeah, we're about to talk about cancer stuff, and I didn't want to go through without giving a little trigger warning that, this stuff might get a little heavy and Ryan might cry, and So being a caretaker, did you identify with characters who carried emotional weight for others? Did you learn love equals fixing people? I did 100%. I learned that what love was caring for people. Being the caretaker was how they loved me. If I took care of the other kids, if I helped the other kids, they didn't hit me, they didn't scream and yell at me, they didn't treat me as if I didn't matter or I wasn't important. So that's where I learned that type of love with the fixing people. Which fictional kid had to grow up too fast, and did you see yourself in them? The little kid that gets stung to death in My Girl movie, Macaulay Culkin character. He very much was alone, just him and his mom, and they don't really talk about why, but she lost her mom when he was little, and they don't talk about why his dad is gone or anything like that in the movie, but I do feel like he emotionally was there for her and his mother in ways that like they don't really talk out loud about. But I could tell that he felt more responsible for her emotional well-being than his own, what he was going through. And like I said, it doesn't really talk about what he was going through. The same thing with like Stand By Me movie, where they're all going to, they want to go see the dead body, and the kid is not really explaining that the whole reason why he wants to go see the dead body is because he wants to die, because his life is so traumatic, and the trauma and the abuse from his dad is just too much. He doesn't want to deal with it. So like, what would that dead body do to his friends, and how would that make them feel if it was him? Like, because he talks about that part where he's like, I wish that was me. And they're like screaming at him, like, what are you talking about? You wish that was you. Like, that's why you act all stupid. That's why you put yourself in all these bad situations. Like, what would we be without you? We wouldn't be here. We wouldn't be, he would get bullied, and he would do this. And, his big brother would have done this to him already. Like, they talk about that kind of. And then the same with the Outsiders. When the Outsiders, it's almost like those kids grew up and turned into teenagers, even though it's kind of backwards in the time frame. The Outsiders and the trauma that they were going through, not just being in a gang, but being a mixed race gang, and like
literal outsiders.
Yes, and being in a mixed race gang and being treated like the 8 Mile and Eminem. Like, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter the color of your skin at this point. We're all just poor. We're all just white trash, regardless of being actual white.
I'm glad you explained that more, because I was at first when you were first talking, I'm like, well,
I grew up on the other side of the tracks. I grew up poor as hell.
There's multiple Macaulay Culkin movies that are kind of like that. There's multiple, like Blank Check.
Well, no, because Blank Check,
Richie Rich
in a sense. Okay, Richie Rich in a sense of abandonment, but that kid has a mentality of money is not everything, and money is just for toys. Just like Robin Williams in the movie Toys, he's like, he's made to believe that Robin toys Williams are just. Pan. Well, no, I'm saying is in the movie Captain Actual Hook. Toys, he has toys made for him because he's so rich and he's so weird that no one wants to be his friend, that he just makes his own friends. And it has a lot to do with the mentality of the boy in the bubble. Like, what's the point? And, all of these TV shows and movies that we grew up with watching. Boy. Well, I'm just saying, where you have to grow up and you have this emotional labor of, like you did with your situation. And that's what I'm trying to get into is, all of these shows and these movies were about one individual being affected, giving, though society is like, why are you being nice? You don't have to, type of thing. And from the opposite effect of, like I was saying, the Stand By Me movie and the Outcast movie, where the Outsiders movie, where they didn't have a choice. They were where they were and they wanted to do better, but they probably were never going to do better because those before and those after we're always going to be stuck in that position. You know what I mean? It's like it's that diamond in the rough mentality that we were taught in the 90s, that you could be just as good as 13 guys. It's one in a dozen makes it, not everybody's special. To now look at TV and look at, and what our kids, who are 11 and 12 right now, the time frame that we're talking about, the age frame that we're talking about, they've not had to go through the emotional labor that you went through and I've gone through. With my loss was much more when I was older. I wasn't as young as you were, where yours a core memory. Mine was I understand the beginning, the middle, and the end of life, and I understand what cancer is. I was 16 when I lost 3 family members to cancer back to back to back. You were 5. And that was a whole other emotional labor. Again, the parentification of, well, you're emotionally equipped to watch someone wither away and pass away right in front of you from something that they don't have control over. And by the way, here's religion. And by the way, God only does bad things to bad people. All of this mentality that was going through your brain when it comes to core memories as a 5-year-old. What characters did you look towards? And we talked about this again, VeggieTales being something that we were both. Again, I was a teenager when VeggieTales came out. You were 8. You were 6, 7.
I was pretty sure I'm younger than that.
Yeah, you were 5, 6, 7 when it came out. I was 11, 12. So we're 5.5 years apart. So yeah, you were 5 or 6. I was 11 or 12. It's pretty bad
when.
So you had VeggieTales.
When I can still sing the dang freaking
veggie.
No, it's VeggieTales.
No, stop. I could do the tuba. Yes, yeah. When you can remake, we're not supposed to do this. We're gonna get in trouble. I'm pretty sure they're definitely copyright, so we cannot sit here and keep doing that.
When you say the words and the freaking thing starts playing over and over in your head, you know that it's either trauma bonded to you.
No, my favorite song ever. What is my favorite song? I don't know if you guys can hear us. How is the audio? We're going to go ahead and screw with the audio for 2 seconds because I'm realizing that I've gotten further and further away from the mic. Oh, we're doing really good. Guys, the mic is way, way up there. So I'm happy to know that the boom lighting and the boom is working just fine. Again, back to what we were talking about. How were you? What was your mentality?
What do you mean?
When you had to grow up too fast, and did you see yourself in them? What fictional characters? Fictional kid. Like at the age of 5 years old, what kid were you watching on TV that you felt like that's me and that's
At 5 years old I was watching again.
Okay, but on the other side of VeggieTales, like, were you watching Disney movies at point? Like
Barney,
Lady and the Tramp, or what other, like
101 Dalmatians and that kind of
Okay, but what kids were in those movies did you feel a connection to? So you didn't watch, like you were talking about Peter Pan, so did you have a connection to any of the kids in Peter Pan, or was it Peter Pan himself?
No.
Because I was all Rufio. That was me growing up. I was a Hook kid, and Rufio was definitely who I saw as a don't let them screw up what we have. Like, this is what it is, and this is where it's supposed to be, and this is my future, and you're messing up my future.
I can't say
that
mentality. I emotionally bonded to really any of them, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, do you now do you see any type of like holy crapness in like what is that kid? Kali, the kid with cancer, the bald kid, the cartoon.
Caillou,
that's how you say his name. Do you see any like? Do you like see, like, you're smiling right now? So I mean, do you see like something positive coming from that because of the experience that you went through with that?
My sister was raised on that.
Okay, do you see that though as a positive thing? Like now, knowing that you didn't have something like that when you were 5 or 6, to kind of explain that these are, not
like the other thing I had was
not good things do happen.
Power Rangers and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Okay, so you didn't really see anything that would talk about how someone would emotionally go through the emotional labor of watching their friend pass away from cancer when they're 5. That's what we're talking about.
Yeah. No, and what I'm getting at is,
you just saw a lot of action-packed stuff. You didn't see anything that would express any more of that.
It's the Far Away Home.
Oh, okay. So like the dog and the kid running.
The dog and the
so
cat,
that way, like, here's the chaos and safety. So like, were you drawn to dramatic, high-stake love stories?
The dogs and
this would be me.
Cat, the dogs and the cat that got lost.
So this one, fantasy and escapism. So running away, worlds were rules. Did you build your love map for fantasy worlds where rules didn't apply? Yes, no. I did. Which fictional world felt like a safe place to fall in love, and why couldn't real life?
Another movie, Dunstan checks in.
Oh, with the monkey.
The orangutan.
So, how did the media model or fail to model neurodivergent friendships, relationships? So this is, I'm talking like when this is right here as like the crushes. So 10, 11, 12 years old. Did you what neurodivergent coded characters do you think that you like? The Sweet Life of Zach and Cody stuff. That's what I'm talking about. Like, so the Disney, the Nick at Night type things. Like you said, okay. So you like the joking around and being the class clown stuff.
Freaking
so that's
Keenan and Kel, man.
So you saw a lot of not being white. Also, we discussed that. Yeah. Ryan was not white growing up, apparently.
My parents are freaking.
He wore baggy pants and
my parents are cream cheese, and I am.
So Ryan did not see. Ryan has yet to take any emotional accountability past the age of 12. Ryan does joke a lot around, and he would rather have fun than talk about serious things. I would say that the way that he communicates is very much like a 12-year-old. He kind of wants to get to the point and then, let's go have fun.
To the point as fast as possible so we can move on to something else.
So like right here it says, were there characters who communicated in ways that made sense to you even if no one else did? So that would be the all that, like just to being funny and laughing.
Just making a joke out of everything in life, because what's life worth living if you can't joke?
So what's one media ritual that still feels like love to you? So like solo movie nights, rewinding the VHS tapes, like stuff like that. Is there anything that became part of your routine, your love routine and memories when it comes to TV? Like, is there something, like we just tried to watch King of the Hill with the kids and they were not interested in watching the new stuff. So I like the fact that it's like it picked up 20 years later.
I am going to enjoy that. I already know.
Yeah. So are there any routines that you still enjoy watching, like doing?
Yeah, from when I did as a kid.
Yeah.
When we sit and watch TV and eat. Yeah.
So like Big Bang Theory eat though, where we all sit around on couches and eat. We don't. Okay. So here's the actual podcast questions we were supposed to be asking. Were there a particular scene or moment that made you feel seen or understood in TV? Like really was like, this is the kind of core changing, like got you to see yourself in a different way, or like, see, this is what I want in a relationship. Like now knowing that you married someone who already had kids. So like what made you, what TV show in your brain growing up do you see us as?
It's not a TV show that kind of shaped the way I wanted to spend the rest of my life. It was more of a family emotional situation that made me realize that, one, all kids deserve to be loved, and the ones that come from a traumatic situation, sometimes they need a little bit more love sometimes, and I wanted to be that person for a long time. And it's because I watched what happened to my uncle and Tammy and Marie when the kids got taken.
They don't know what you're talking about, so just saying that to me and naming off a bunch of names doesn't. Yeah. Again, cancer, guys. Did you ever feel like a character got you more than the adults in your life?
I mean, one character? No, maybe a group of characters. Potentially. This is one that I was looking at when she was asking me to look at these questions. I was like, did I ever feel
now though? That's what I'm trying to say now. What was a particular scene or moment that made you feel seen or understood now? Like now looking back at the TV that you watched, was there a scene or moment that made you feel more seen? So did you ever feel like a character got you more than adults in your life now, looking back at what you watched? Like Will Smith's character in Prince of Bel-Air, you brought that up a few times. Fresh Prince of Bel-Air being
Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, because he's a goofy fool and I was a goofy fool growing up.
You didn't come from where you felt like the path in which your family wanted you to go on. You were completely opposite. Which fictional relationship shaped your idea of what love should look like as a kid? That now looking back.
In Living Color.
So a comedy TV show.
Yeah.
Where there were no relationships at all other than friends. No, you mean In Living Color was a bunch of roommates.
No. The two, his name is escaping me. I don't know why.
You're talking about SNL stuff like Kenan and Kel.
No, I'm talking about SNL stuff, but I'm specifically talking about the main character of Living in Color and his girlfriend. Specifically talking about those two.
Okay.
in the where
there are 3 roommates in one house and 2 roommates in another, and one person lives by themselves.
Yeah.
It is a version of Friends.
Yeah.
In the Black culture.
Yeah.
So I don't exactly know which ones you're talking about because there are no actual relationships already built at the beginning.
No, I know. And hold on, and I will.
Okay, well, I'm going to go to the next. Did you gravitate more towards chaotic love, stable love, forbidden love, or something else?
Yeah, see, because it was the Wayans brothers.
And Living Color is a comedy show.
Yeah.
There's no actual relationships. They were just all shows off of each other. It's a comedy show.
That is true. That is true.
So, that's what I'm saying. I'm not exactly sure.
I guess it's not In Living Color that I'm talking about then.
A Different World is one I remember watching that was the one I'm talking about where it's based like Friends.
Because it's not a Wayne.
So, did you gravitate more towards chaotic love, stable love, forbidden love, or something else? Me being bisexual, I was always with the forbidden love, the chaotic love. I never really looked for anything stable.
That's me too.
Stable to me seemed boring.
Chaotic love is one of the.
Can you remember a chaotic love type relationship from a TV show that you watched?
It's
and it would be further into being a teenager.
What I'm talking about is not In Living Color. It's a different show, but it's. Yeah, sorry. Did I gravitate more towards chaotic love? Definitely.
What kind of chaotic love relationship would you say on a TV show? Because Topanga and Boy Meets World Kid are not. That's not chaos.
No, it's Roseanne.
What relationship would you say was the chaotic part? Was just Roseanne as a character was the chaotic part?
No. Her sister.
Becky's relationship.
Becky's relationship.
Okay.
Being the fact that it was full of domestic violence and
alcohol and drug use and stuff like that. And
then their oldest daughters.
Becky. Yeah. Named after her, yeah.
Darlene's relationships and the transition of that character. That there's one. And Darlene's a female. And it kind of because I felt like the outcast, and I have always felt like the outcast.
So like that. So were there characters you wanted to be like in relationships, and what did they teach you? So you would say that a lot of the characters on Roseanne show you again, though. I feel like that show is very much IRL, what's happening in the real world, societal wise. Plus, to just about 80% of all American families. Either are working class, are blue collar, are paycheck to paycheck, waitress, construction, steel work, all of these examples of all of the things that I would see in the show, how they were coded. Boy, girl, boy, like the family units, the way up 2-story house, close neighbors, you can yell at your neighbor, like all of these are real life, could be me, could be someone I know, so that makes it so much more relatable for people. Yeah. Again, that's what all this coding is about. So it's like, did you ever imagine being rescued, chosen, or fought for like someone on screen? So like
Topanga in Boy Meets
World. Yeah, where it was like, no, she can't leave. Her parents wanting her to move away, and
or like Sabrina and
losing her parents and having to go live with a family and
with
rescue.
Her aunties.
Yeah. What kinds of, and those are real life things that happen to you though. So I can understand why TV modeled your life. Mine, on the other hand, didn't. The stuff that I watched on TV was like, Daria. My life was not rich parents and ad execs that were emotionally distant from me because they were off, doing good things with their money. Mine were the complete opposite. My parents were paycheck to paycheck, but still out living their life like they were. But my parents were not your parents. My parents were out living their lives like their 20s.
Yeah.
And your parents were out doing double jobs and donating every penny and time towards the church. My parents were acting like they were doing that and not. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
And our parents are a year apart, respectively.
Yeah.
My dad is a year older than yours. My mom is a year older than yours.
Yeah.
And again, we're 60.5 years apart. And my parents have an older child than me.
Yeah.
So my parents started having kids way younger. By the time your parents started having kids, my parents were already separated. That's all I'm saying to that.
By 82?
By the time you weren't born, 4 years after you weren't born, my parents were already separated.
1986?
I was 8 and my parents were officially separated. You had been 2.
So 80, so 91.
Yep.
91.
What kind of relationships were missing in your real life that you found in media? So we just talked about that one. Did you ever project your own family dynamics on a fictional ones? Yes, all the time. I imagined for a really long time that we were the dinosaur people, and I would say to anyone and everyone who walked in the room, not the mama,
Dinosaurs
and piss people off all the time. Because I didn't want to be the teenage girl, and I definitely wasn't the chalk boy, so I would just say not the mama all the time. What did your solo media watching rituals look like? Blanket forts, cereal dinners. So what did you do when you watched by yourself? No.
Flintstones.
The Flintstones were annoying to me because I just was Bam Bam and just wanted to hit everything. What did
I was literally Bam Bam.
Okay, what did your solo media watching rituals look like? I always grabbed a bunch of snacks. I didn't do blanket forts, but I laid underneath the coffee table.
We did.
Till I was too long to land underneath, so 13.
I just did blanket. If I did blanket forts, I was playing with my army man or playing with my car.
You were a parallel player. You listened to TV more than you actually watched it.
Yeah.
How did those moments feel? Safe, lonely, magical, numbing?
Sometimes they were magical.
Mine was the time blindness and the object pertinence. If I could watch TV and I enjoyed watching it, then that's all I would do.
Yeah, me too. But I was also at Grandpa and Grandma's house. I was the channel changer.
Oh, well, yeah. I laid in front of the TV so I wouldn't have to get up. Looking back, how did you think those media experiences shaped your adult relationships? I don't think our kids realized that remotes weren't cool until I was like 16.
Right? Exactly.
Remotes weren't something that the parents actually gave a crap about getting.
The universal one was like freaking this big.
The size. It's not bigger than an iPhone.
Freaking, you know.
Looking back, how did you think those media experiences shaped your adult relationships? My friendships were 100%. If they didn't look like something I watched on TV, I didn't want to be friends with you.
I understand the Daria thing too, kind of because of the school dynamic and the.
Oh, I just wanted to hurry up and get over with already. But I actually did like to play volleyball until I didn't like to play volleyball anymore. So that's the joke about that. Did you still find comfort in those same shows or characters today? Yes, I do. I talk about them all the time. Again, guys, go into my actually, I believe that blog is gone. I had a whole blog written up about how TV shows, I believe there might be some on my Substack, about the TV shows in which I still watch to this day that depict a lot about me as a teenager. Ryan doesn't have a lot of TV shows that he talks about when he watching when he was younger, simply because he played a lot of sports. So he tortures me with sports.
Yeah, I don't.
Which fictional couples would have absolutely traumatized you if they were your parents? Ooh, I had to add this one because this is the bonus. This is the last 2 questions.
It was either sports with me, sports, action, comedy, or Nickelodeon variety shows.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you remember What Would You Do?
Yeah.
And Double Dare.
Yeah.
And all
so again, it's the action packed. Ryan doesn't like stuff that has storylines. Ryan likes stuff that it's very scripted, that looks like it has a start, middle, and an end. It has to have an end. Ryan does not like things that have cliffhangers. Ryan wants to watch it from the beginning to the end. That's why Ryan doesn't like watching my TV shows with me. But most of the TV shows I watch are a start the day, end the day. There's hardly any
and science shows.
I watch
a ton of Bill Nye the Science Guy.
How it's made.
Remember the
stuff
other
like that.
Remember the other PBS science show with the other old man?
Dr. Electron or Mr. Electron. Yeah.
Yes.
The Wildcrats. The kids were obsessed with Wildcrats.
Oh, Wildcrats, yeah, definitely.
Again, Ryan's closer to the age of my children than no. Obviously he's old enough to be my kid's dad. But Ryan watched TV shows. more centered about my kids than I did. I was not watching my kid shows. I was reading human psychology. Instead of watching the Human Temple or the Hidden Temple show, I was building my own in the backyard.
I did that too, but then
you were alone. I was surrounded by 7 little minions that wanted me to do this, and I got in trouble for it.
I dug a giant asshole.
Answer the question. Sorry. Which fictional couple would have absolutely traumatized you if they were your parents? Movie or TV show? Again, fictional couple. Come on now. The parents for Matilda, I already know. You would have been traumatized by them. I, on the other hand, was Matilda and was telling my parents, you're breaking the law. What is wrong with you?
Parents from, Matilda.
What else, though? My dad was Karina guy. Like, the dad on Karina. Like, my mom went away.
Mrs. Doubtfire.
And if your mom would have been Mrs. Doubtfire, you would have died?
No.
Traumatized? You'd have been traumatized if your dad was a cross-dresser. That's what you're trying to say. Okay. I wouldn't have been. I would have been perfectly fine with my dad being a cross-dresser, but I was also raised in a time and around a lot of gay people. So I understood like drag queens and transvestites.
Talking about her new husband and the toxicity that was their marriage. And
what are you talking about? The boyfriend guy?
Yeah, the boyfriend.
The rich dude that's like, I don't like kids.
Yeah.
That would have been your nightmare. So are you saying that that's your fear as a stepdad, that you won't actually like kids?
That I wouldn't. That I originally would, say that I want this and I want this, and this, and find out that it wouldn't be that way.
Okay, so
but that's not it anymore. I want to be a dad. I'm not a stepdad. I'm a dad.
Okay, so if your love life were a mashup of 2 TV tropes, what would they be? E.g., will they, won't they meet accidental cult leader?
Roseanne.
No. Trope. So, will they, won't they? So, like Friends with Rachel and Ross. Will they, won't they get married, have babies?
Okay.
Will they, won't they? It started out, he was obsessed with her, blah, blah, blah. And then all of a sudden, and Ross is accidentally a cult leader.
Oh, okay. I see
the two. That's what I'm saying. So, say that was your relationship. So, if our love life were to be 2 TV tropes shoved together, what would you like them to be?
How I Met Your Mother.
Okay.
And Big Bang Theory.
That's how it is, though. we accidentally met each other.
Yeah.
Through the at the time
7
online
degrees of separation.
The online, so like, so you mean like Kevin Bacon shit?
Yeah.
The fact that
another family would have been like Kevin Costner in Field of Dreams, like that. I looked at that.
See, and I'm looking at it like not Kevin Costner's, because it's not Kevin Costner, but I'm looking at Midnight Shyamalan, Signs movie with Mel Gibson, and where he's like, Dennis Quaid, and the whole family's like Joaquin Phoenix and shit like that, and like this is how. That's how I see it. Like you're a farmer and you're just trying to make it in life, and your kid keeps putting cups everywhere, and your brother ends up, a baseball player, and there's a reason why, and water kills aliens, and aliens are after us. Like that's how I see. If I were to shove 2 tropes together, it would be accidental cult leader and alien invasion.
Because you also could have said like fictional couple that would absolutely traumatize you as parents. Could have said from
the Stepford Wives. That would have been. Oh my god! I would have not been okay.
I was going to say Major League 2 when Charlie Sheen and his girlfriend.
No, because that one I wouldn't even cared about them. Like rock star Joan Jett wannabe as my mom. No, I'm thinking like Legally Blonde.
Oh yeah.
Where it's like her mom and dad, where they're like everything's pink and mini dogs and
Cheaper
gloves.
by the like newer one, like cheaper by the dozen.
No, no, like Multiplicity, where what's his name's like 12 people and McDowell lady has to deal with 6 kids and 12 dads.
Oh, okay.
Stuff like that. Like that's the chaos quiz. It was like, if you could take it out of context, what would you do? And this was my answer. So you could answer this honestly and start a conversation with your significant other today. That's one way to connect as we transition towards the times in life when being petty as fuck is all we have left after countless warnings. Join us next week as we unpack a few from our Go Bleep Yourself game during our next episode. As always, we'll pick up where the last few's burnt out. This is the outro, guys. You guys will hear this in a second. But with that said, we're going to answer a few Go Bleep Yourself questions right now.
Oh, hell.
So you guys get a little understanding of what Go Bleep Yourself is. So we're going to go ahead and stop sharing this. We're going to click back over to the studio where it is just our heads floating. I have sunk down completely twice. I know Ryan has sunk down twice. I'm trying to sit back so that we're both evenly distributed in the camera. But here, I've pulled some cards. This is the...
Oh, no. Here
Let me show you guys the actual game. We bought this at Goodwill. We like to buy unknown charade style games. So this is what it's called. And it's called Go Bleep Yourself.
It's called
It actually comes with a bleep.
Did you see what I just did? I said go.
Yeah, it comes with a bleep. So here's an example. I've played this a few times.
We have.
But keep in mind, the questions are movies and TV shows as kids, characters and or relationships that you secretly wish you were a part of and why. So let's keep that in mind. Okay, let's keep that in mind. TV shows, right? Now we're going to ask the question. I always forget my at home.
Wallet.
I always forget my bleep at home. We're talking about relationships and love. Romance. Okay. So we're going to say, I always forget my bleep at home.
I always forget my love and compassion.
Oh, no. You're a dork. So it's like wrong answers only. Whatever makes people laugh. That's the best part about this game.
I always leave my wife at home.
Yeah, that's true. Work. He does leave me at home quite often. No, I'm kidding. But again, this is petty as fuck. So think about like the one time that you left something at home to be petty. What's one time that you left something at home to be petty? Any time of your life. Like not just because we're in a relationship and you love me and all, but think about something petty. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to pull some cards at the beginning of the stream. I have very weak... That's the question. I have very weak.
The first words that came to mind.
And that's what you're supposed to say. The first thing.
It's all bad. I don't want to say that.
Okay, because it only gets worse. Are you guys ready? It's about to get worse. I would definitely for a promotion.
Work myself to death?
Yeah, that's true. But that's not petty as fuck.
I ain't doing anything else for a promotion.
I would definitely bleep for a promotion. I'm pretty sure there's some people out there, the first words where I would eat dick for a promotion was like, I am sick and tired of this job. I am tired of this position. Please give me another.
I almost said earlier when you were talking about that other one.
Here's a better one.
I almost said pull-out game, but
you're dumb. So that one was that, and then here's this one. I wouldn't eat, not even for $1 million.
Shit.
Dick. I wouldn't eat dick. I wouldn't eat dick. I wouldn't eat dick for $1 million, not even for $1 million, but I would for a promotion. Apparently. Those two together. And then we'll add this one. And this one, I believe, should be the last one. Seeing that we've rounded around 6:03. We're just over an hour and a half. or an hour. Sorry, guys.
69 minutes.
Yep, we're just over an hour. Oh, hour and 9 minutes. That's right here on the screen. We're figuring it out, guys. We're figuring it out. My favorite position is, and I think we should leave it there. And I think that should be the first question.
Position in what though?
That's what we're gonna talk about.
Position in what? Position in a car on the freeway. Position in.
I'm saying petty as fuck.
Religion.
When it comes to petty as fuck, what is your favorite position? When it comes to being petty as fuck.
If I can be petty as fuck, that sucks for that.
Well, okay, so what does being petty as fuck mean to you?
Selfish.
You think being petty is selfish?
Kind of. I mean, that's the first word that comes to mind.
So, okay, you are associating petty with being selfish.
Yeah.
So, are you the one being selfish, or is someone else being the one who is selfish? The game comes with pencils, guys. Comes with the bleep yourself.
You write the word.
Go bleep yourself.
The best word.
Yeah, the funniest word wins.
It's pretty hilarious. We played it with my coworkers.
We dare you to fill in the blank. Yeah, we had so much fun that I'm pretty sure I lost like 20 pounds from just laughing that day.
We were.
It got to the point where it was not one word; it was a full paragraph. We had full on paragraphs,
multiple sentences.
Yeah. Read the phrase and fill in the bleep secretly. Other players write down what they think the reader will answer. So it's much like
Charade.
What's that show? The TV show. I love it. That's why I grabbed it. Fill in the blank. That one.
Oh,
where they're like
the SNL.
Where it's the celebrities.
Whose line is it anyway?
No.
Oh.
It's the celebrity one. Let's fill in the blank. I think Alex Baldwin, not Alex. What's his name? The oldest one. I want to show you guys our cookies. I'm trying to get my husband to show them to me. So here are the homemade chocolate and marshmallow.
The show I'm talking about
cookies.
It's Martin Lawrence. And...
It's called Martin.
Oh, that's what it is.
I was like, if that's what you're talking about, Martin and Gina.
That's what it is. Martin and Gina. Yep.
So you saw yourself as I'm a playa and I get to live like a real man and then come home to a woman who makes all the money and takes care of me because he ain't got no job half the time in that show.
At first in my life.
You realize that?
I was like, yeah. Growing up, no, I didn't. But as I got older, I realized it. Marshmallows and chocolate chips. They're gluten-free. The kids made it.
They're homemade. I'd have to give them a 10 out of 10. 2 days later, and look at that smush. They're still nice and soft.
It's not this, babe. It's not this with all of them.
No, it's called fill in the blank.
Oh.
Flash. Y'all, there ain't nobody watching. It's where they fill in the blank. It's 6 characters. They sit one on one row, one below it. They're all celebrities. They guess the word. It's guess the word. Match word, match something. Match game.
Oh, that's what you're talking about.
Hey, give me 2 seconds and I'll figure it out. All right.
You're talking about this.
Match game.
Yep. And they just did a reboot of it.
And the guy that does it is a Baldwin.
I think so, yeah. Alec Baldwin.
Yep, the oldest guy. Anything else, guys? Anything else?
Says the last episode was July 28, 2021.
Oh, new schedule for singing. I will be on 2 different channels, actually. A friend of mine, Bone Mama Karaoke. I'll be posting an ad for that one soon. But you can catch me Tuesdays and Fridays and Sundays and Mondays. I'm sorry, Thursdays and Fridays, Sundays and Mondays. Tuesday here for the podcast, Saturday also here for body doubling at 1:30. I'm gonna go ahead and start doing a body doubling from. We're gonna do YouTube, Facebook. We're also gonna do. I was gonna do 1 hour of that body doubling will be on TikTok. Because I do have subs on TikTok, so it may only be sub only on TikTok. Oh, my problem is, can't have music playing on TikTok when you're sub only. So I might have to go on filter or game mode for that matter.
And that's because of the because you're technically making money off of that and the copyright issues. Okay.
It is not fun. I would say that those cookies are as chewy as the Subway cookies.
Yeah. Yeah, and they kind of have the same texture as those Annie's cookies or whatever.
Yeah.
But they're chewier, I think, and I like those better than I like because those other ones are super hard. Like you need something done to them.
Oh, and guys, if you notice, there's no filter. See the eyes? My plaque psoriasis is almost completely gone for my eyeballs. A little bit is starting to come back. My second shot we picked up today. I will be taking that on Friday. Obviously, we're home because my agoraphobia is really bad. I'm kind of didn't even want to go live today because I don't want to be on here. I'm not feeling very safe. But again, I don't want to do things alone. So poor Ryan.
I'm here and I'm supporting her, and that's what's important.
I definitely want him to feel like he's getting something out of this.
I was definitely nervous about all of this the last few days, and nervous about it today. And I had done my research like she asked me to do, and I was just nervous of how it was going to go, and I didn't want to embarrass her. So that's.
And we haven't really worked out like whether or not this is me teaching people how to do something, or if we're just talking about something we both did research on. Simply because I don't necessarily have the licensing to do all of the teaching, I feel. But at the same time, I kind of know a lot about all of this. But this was fun. I know we were half an hour late, and we're actually going to end up leaving a few minutes early than anticipated. Well, we were supposed to end 11 minutes ago.
I was going to say, I think we're
supposed to go 4:30 to 6, but because we started a little late.
I'm good with going over.
I kind of wanted to push it to 1:30. An hour and a half. I don't know what else. Oh, I guess I could show you guys a little bit more of the updates on the website, because that's always fun. I do a lot of stuff for the website, and I enjoy doing what I do for the website. Let me click on here because I added a few new buttons here on the bottom. This is the Venmo. This is my Patreon. There will be sub only stuff here. My Patreon, the lowest is $1, guys. I would love for you guys to join me there. I cannot give away free subs on YouTube, but this is where the live podcast, this live is going to be put there. It will not be available on YouTube. All of our spicy talk, our neuro spicy talk that we're going to be doing, because we're going to start talking about parts of executive functioning that don't get talked about often, and we do not want it to be taken out of context. So if you want to hear that context, you're going to have to pay for it. And again, that is the information that is very much adult. You will have to verify that you're 21 and over. That is why it's on Patreon, because you will not. And I'm not going to start an OF page just to talk about neuro spicy sexy talk. Next is this. Actually, if you scanned the next one right now with your cell phone, you could add me on Snapchat. And then again, here's the YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. This is to contact us. It'll just take you to another page, as well as my LinkedIn. As you guys will see, there is no longer a link tree.
You got 11
section
on Facebook, babe.
Nice. There's no longer a thanks, guys, everybody watching from where you're watching. And if you did leave a message or a text, thank you, or comment, thank you so much for your guys' support. I really do appreciate everything that you guys are doing for the cause. We really want to just branch out. I cannot wait until I can make this a let's click on the affiliations. I can't wait to be able to pull some of these people up and bring them on the panel, be it through an interview, a pre-recorded interview or not, but be able to talk to each and every one of these guys about their businesses and about what it is that they do. I have 2 rows of more to add, and life has been lifing, and I have not been able to do that yet. But if they are not here on the affiliates page and they have a YouTube, they are on the YouTube channel. They are on, let's go there actually. And see if it's going to let me do what I'm going to want to do. I know you guys are saying stuff you're not supposed to. Go. I'm so proud of that. 1.3K people have watched my singing video. And look, it's less live right now. But if you see, this is what live is. And I'm going to try to work in where if you are a friend or a supporter, where it says welcome to the community here. If you're one of these guys and you're live, I want to try to be able to add you guys on to can you guys see this? I don't know if you guys can see this. You can. Mm-hmm. I want to be able to add your guys' lives. If you guys are going live, I want to be able to add your where you are going live, and add your live stream to this section that's here, right here, where my live stream is now. And I actually found out there's a way to do that. So if you guys want to reach out, I want to just use my platform as a way to show you guys. And this is it. Look, 1.2. What a day, what a day. Peace and blessings manifest with every lesson learned. I did it on that was me on TikTok, guys. I've taken to singing quite a bit more often on TikTok and using those highlights and stuff. So you guys will start seeing more and more of that content as soon as I get everything set up. Again, I will give you guys some pointers real quick. If you guys are watching, this is why I love when people are watching the live, that they get to witness some of the feedback and some of the things that I get to share. So I'm going to go ahead and show you guys the full audio of everything that's going on. What's up, babe? I'm going to show you guys the full audio of everything that I use because
today is the 1-year anniversary of the first full week that we were here.
You mean in town?
Here in Reading.
Yeah, Ryan officially went for his first interview at his job today, a year ago.
So Reading is hot.
Mm-hmm.
Cleaning and organizing hotel rooms for 10 plus years has come full circle, giving me something to focus on with my limited mobility issues. Housing applications times 3, EDD workforce set up Ryan with a phone interview Friday. Second interview for the first position he applied for, maintenance engineer, and I couldn't be prouder of this moment.
Oh, this was your second interview today.
He had, yeah, because 20 days later I was...
No, not 20. Nope, not 20. It was 17 days later because 20, it's from now till the 23rd.
The 28th.
Nope, the 23rd is the day that you got hired.
You're right.
23rd is the day you started.
says he worked his butt off to get to the space that allows him to use his on-the-job training self-taught mostly principles, which is true.
Here you go, guys. This is the Trello. Trello, Trello, is what I use to for my project management. This is my weekly to-do list. These are the same things I do. It pops up on my phone, tells me what it is. Okay, these are the actual stream dates. This right here would be today. I get to mark that off because we did the stream today. This I don't get to mark off because we didn't do the stream that day. Actually, I have to change this out. I use the color codings to show what days we went live. This is all, mind you guys, every bit of time that I'm spending here, I pay myself for. Every bit of this right here that I'm using, this is I get a deal for this. I paid a year of it during tax season. So I paid, I believe, $66 to be able to use this all year round. I get to add all of these things. So here's the logos. I put everything together. The banners, the videos, the podcast videos, the ones you guys watch, the intro, the intro, the disclaimer, and the outro. You guys will all see. That's right here. Anytime I need to open up the same Talk Studio browser that I'm using right now, that's where they will go. These are my social media links. I click right here and it will take me to each one of my social media links. So if I have an ad, which I do have ads, these are videos that I want to share. See, healing from narcissist relationship. This is something I will share later on in the stream. Same thing with here, something autistic, unmasking my autism content. So these are, again, reviews that I want to go over and topics that I want to talk about and how they influence. Here's Petty as ASF, like this is the kid Wolf on Facebook. His mom and dad are also ADHD lifer, I believe is what they go by. Here's my small business content. I can't wait to do the interviews with these guys, where I get to spend some time and these people I get to reach out to and see if they're going to let me do, and then here's my busking series where I get to talk about the people that have influenced me, social media wise. Big Wino here. He just, put an emoji. I'm all fangirled out, on TikTok because he mentioned something and I can't wait to interview her. Even if it is only audio over the phone interview, I can't wait to interview these people because they're doing what I would love to do, which is watch them. Here, Streambot. This was Streambot. Now it's something else. These are the bots. Any and all of these would show. Oh my gosh, Joanne. Any and all of these are tags that I would use to add a message into the thing. So this is all. If I, for some reason, couldn't do all of this on my own laptop, I can log into this setup, and it has everything that I need. It's all ready to go. I don't have to fight anything. It's got all my backgrounds. Like, here's the banners. Here's the pictures you guys would see logo-wise. This is the video orders. This is how I was going to do them for, I did for the first few, and now we're not going to do this anymore. I'm going to write up the script, and I'm going to actually post the script as a blog. So it's something that you guys can read over, but it's definitely something we're going to use on screen, and we're just not going to sit and read word for word. So it's something that will be posted Saturdays. That's part of the to-do list. The same with the link. If you guys would like to come up on panel, I will more than likely do a once a month open panel where everybody can just come up and you guys can talk about what we talked about throughout the month, the topics that we talked about throughout the month. If you do not want to talk about one of the topics, I do not want to let you up. There will be some type of vetting. I'm not going to just let random people come up on the panel. Because I don't want to have to worry about misinformation, guys. So it is on, actually, I believe one of the backgrounds that I have that is already on here. It states like you have to, I believe it's this one. It says right here, no, I can't close this. It's not going to let me move it either. Wait. Nope, that's not what I wanted. Right here it says fact checks required, aka cite your source. That's how you're going to get let up. I am not going to allow for people to pop up here and just, start spewing stuff that's not true. So, I don't want to be sucked into some kind of, you did something wrong. I definitely have to fix the background, guys. But that's the stuff that we're working on. We're working on. Ooh, and I love this one. I'm going to go ahead and hide us. Not give anyone permission to try to use this in any which way, and understand that I do have ways of seeing who views my videos during and after. Again, that's what Patreon's for this live to be on there. Again, these are conversations that we are willing to have in the moment, but we're not willing to have them used against us later, out of context. So is there anything you want to finish off with? Again, our next episode is going to be based on Petty as Fuck. It's going to talk about the age range for the age range of 16 to 20, because, or actually no, I believe it's 12 to 16. 12 to 16, because between that time frame is what I would consider my childhood death, the death of my childhood, meaning I was, from that point on, in my own mind and the mind of others around me, adult enough to make choices for myself at the age of 16. So I believe Ryan has a very similar story. Hopefully we will have a better setup. We will not be as uncomfortable. Who thought sitting on our own bed would be this uncomfortable for an hour and a half? But we will make sure next time to have things set up a bit better.
Hey,
and
you did just fine today.
Yeah, I tried two different other setups and it just did not work. But we did. I made homemade chili verde.
Yeah,
so
I'm kind of
chili
looking
verde.
forward
So I'm super proud of
that.
the homemade chili verde that I made. So
we're gonna go fry up some
yes,
tortillas.
We're gonna go make us some chicken chili verde burritos.
Oh,
I wanted to make rice and we didn't. So
no,
that was the only part that we didn't do.
Beans?
No, because that's not chili verde.
Black
doesn't
beans?
go. No.
No black beans in your
No,
burrito?
chili verde, Spanish rice.
Oh, so then.
And then I guess beans, but
I guess we're making rice when we get
no,
with this.
no, I don't want to wait for rice. I would just put chicken and sauce in bowl and eat with chips. I'm even thinking about making tortillas at this point.
Okay.
Like, not even kidding, making nachos, because if you think about it, it's like chili con blah blah blah, cheese con quesadillas, the chips and the sauce.
Oh, you're talking about chilaquiles.
Yes, the word I can't say because I don't know what a Q sounds like.
I don't know big words, but sometimes I can just,
Somebody looked at you and you watched their mouth say that word, and I still go like this. I still go like this. Blah 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 blah. Because that's what it looks like in my brain. Because it's a bunch of qua de. That's what the letters are.
It's literally.
No, I said them. Cha he le qua quales.
It's literally the
chilaquiles. See, can't say it right.
The fact The fact
I
that
can't do my tongue.
I took 3 years of Spanish in high school, and I've only picked up so many.
This man, I took 3 years of Spanish in high school, failed it. I took 2.5 years of college Spanish, failed it. Took a year and a half of Spanish in BA and finally passed it. I want to know why? Because I never had to talk it out loud.
Oh, yes.
Every bit of it was online transition. Every time I had to talk Spanish out loud, they were like, that is not what you tried to say. I said, I am reading what is on the paper. And they were like, Miss Austin, you just said the opposite word of what you think you said. And I said, nope, I read what's on the paper and got in a whole lot of trouble a lot.
But yeah,
I said a whole because they would tell me, you sure do know how to say punta just fine. And I said, because when you hear that 19 times in a row, it's very easy to say, you little butthole, get over here. Yes. Little itty bitty penis man. Yes, I can say those words. Can I say them in a sentence? No. Because, again, I barely learned English, and I understand that it's my first language.
I'm not hating.
I don't. People that have known me my whole life were like, well, you know, it did take you quite a bit of time to learn English. I said, right? See?
I'm falling again.
Yeah, Ryan's rocking the boat, so we're definitely gonna get going. And with that said, we are on the mark. I'm gonna go ahead and start the outro. We love you guys. Again, thank you so much for being here.
Hour and 36 minutes. Good job.